Today we're taking a look at the brand new Masters of the Universe, Masterverse, Princess of Power, Catra. And you should see here in front of me in her box with the window box opening in all of her glory. Welcome guys, it's me, your host Ebon, back with another episode of Toys in My Closet. And very exciting to see a brand new Masters of the Universe Masterverse figure that is out and starting to trickle out in the actual market and stores. I personally got this through a third-party distributor, but it's starting to trickle out in places like Deep Discount. And here she is in all of her glory, in packaging, in the window box, looking really nice. The font of Princess of Power from the original toy line back in the 90s and 80s, which looks really good. And it's nice to see, so that you know that they're trying to do the classic style that was from that era, but modernized in the Masterverse style and aesthetic. Catra is there, and then you see right there that you have the Masterverse logo, 30 points of articulation, ages 6 and up. As you turn it to the side, it's Catra, and it says Jealous Beauty, I guess. Here's a beautiful artwork of her on the side, really nice. Which I think it was drawn by Nate Barch. I'm not sure, or Iman O'Donoghue, or one or the other. But regardless, whoever did it, they did a fantastic job. And then you see another nice, beautiful artwork of there, looking very old school, like the original packaging that we used to see in the vintage line back in the day, by Rudy Obrero, I believe. And then they have the Catra bio that you see here, the cruel and calculating force captain of the evil hordes holds her hatred for She-Ra close to her heart. Just to read some of the, description of the bios, and then this is the cross-sell of the other figures that are in the wave. But you see, these are the two, Skeletor and He-Man, from the 3D Netflix animated series, and then this awesome looking Zodak. These two guys, for me, like I said, personally, they are garbage. I will not get them because they just look horrendous. We thought that Masters of the Universe, when they went to space, was bad. Jesus Christ. That new stuff, ugh, no, not for me. Anyway, let's take her out of packaging and see what she has to offer, if she's worthy of, being purchased, or in how she stacks up to other, maybe iterations of her in the past. So sit back, relax, enjoy a digital drink, and let's see if you'll join me for the rest of the ride, the unboxing and review. I'll see you really soon. And here we have Catra out of packaging in all of her glory. And you see that she looks absolutely spectacular. She looks stunning. But before we get into how she looks and I'll get a more closer look, I forgot to point out here in the packaging, there is a 40th anniversary logo celebrating the 40th anniversary of Masters of the Universe, as you can see right here. And that's because they're celebrating the 40 years of, Masters of the Universe existence, and they're trying to implement it with all the genres and all the mediums in this Masterverse line that started the Revelations. So again, we'll return and concentrate on Catra. And as you can see, right off the back, she has an absolutely beautiful, beautiful face sculpt. Very, very gorgeous, feminine looking, really gorgeous tempo on the eyes in green, with the lips, with the luscious red lipstick with the catra mask, and the neon green on the eyes of the mask, and where her eyebrows very expressive, going upwards, and up, like in a up position, showing kind of an attitude. And you see that her hair was nicely done and rooted, going from the top, and it has the blue that goes into kind of black with blue hues and highlights, and that's supposed to be because it's like that in the actual animation, because she turns into a panther. You even got the details in the ears, really nice. And then here is her neck collar from the actual cape. And in this situation, they made the cape, instead of being a plastic, which is also really nice, they made this natural fabric and material in this shiny purple, which looks beautiful because it pops alongside the reds that she has. You see that she has the open shoulder area and the chest, showing her chest armor with the Horde symbol, really nicely detailed here in the breast area, with the Horde face, Horde logo and symbol on the belt by the skirt area, with the fringe or frills or whatever you call them on the bottom of the skirt, going all the way to the back. And it kind of looks like it's, not a lingerie, but a bustier, I think it's called. Then you have her forearm gauntlets that go by the wrist. And if you notice, they did that detail there, painted it on, which I don't think it ever had it in any of the catra versions, even in the cartoon. It was just a nice little hint touched up to make her look more modern, or feel more modern. And you see the beautiful skin and the thighs looking really nice. Nice length of, thickness in comparison and contrast with the arms and shoulders and biceps. And we'll go down to the boots, which are a very vibrant, nice candy apple red or candy red. And again, they did that detail there on the shin guard of the actual boot, because it's all one piece. I don't think any of the other catras had that before. So, it's really nice, but it's got like a V cut. So it almost looks like a feline shape, like a cat. And again, like I said, the bottom part of the boot. So that is how she looks as far as her, aesthetics. She looks really nice. She really feels very classic from the Filmation look, and at the same time have a nice modern, slightly modern taste to it, to her, to fit the new aesthetics that they're trying to do with Masterverse. So let's take a look at what she brings as far as accessories. So for as her accessories that she comes with, it's not much. It's what you see here, but it's pretty cool. I'll start off with her scepter with the green and the very tip end, and this is done like in a grayish, matte grayish color, but it has a little sheen to it, so it kind of shines a little bit. But it's not chrome, but like a shiny gray. Then she brings a extra set of hands, which is basically closed so that she can hold, those weapons. Plus you see her nails are painted in purple, which is a nice little touch. And then again, last but not least, her shield, which is very traditional to what it looked like in the vintage toy. and in the actual vintage filmation cartoon. It has like a clear pearl that goes there. Which in the original I think had like inside was kind of like black metal, so it looked like a silver in comparison to this one, but still looks good. It's a nice gray matte finish. And there you have it, how, she's able to hold it on her arm. So, I mean, as far as accessories, I feel like they missed the beat because she should have had just a couple of more things. Like her axe whip that almost looks like a comb on the other side, which was part of the vintage toy. Even though in the vintage toy she looks dramatically different. She's more of a pinkish grayish. And also the fact that I think this should have been a deluxe figure as opposed to just a standard release, and she should have came with the second form of herself, which is a panther, a purple panther, with the red cloak on top, just so that you can have it for posability or display options, because that's how she wields one of her powers. She transforms into that panther, in her second form. So I think they missed a beat as far as that with this catra in that sense, because it should have been able to be easily a decision they could have made to make her into a a deluxe figure. But that's neither here or there. So now let's take a look at the articulation. And here we are, let's take a look at the articulation. Now, to be honest, most of these figures are all par for the course. But with every individual figure, depending on the sculpting, depending on the joint cuts that they need to do, based on the design of the characters, they will have some subtle differences and some subtle, articulated cuts. That's why I tried to go over the articulation just in case. So in this case, her head goes forward, side to side. It goes down that much and looks up that much. And you see that it's because of the hair, it's kind of hard to make it look up and stay looking really, really up a lot. She does have a little bit of tilt, not too much. Now, the mask itself had an articulation point, and I didn't figure that out until afterwards, because even people that I seen reviewing didn't really catch on to this. But the way they designed it is a peg that goes to the head, and it looks really, really, as you can see, off-putting. It's like, wow, why did they do that? Now, if you notice, it goes down, but if you look at the pegs, it's only like a small little round stub. So I was like, I get it, I caught it. Since in the cartoon she slides her mask up and down with her hands to transform into the animal panther that she transformed into, they gave you that ability to do it here. Instead of being form-fitted to her face like the classics, what you do is you slide the mask down like so, and now you can have her looking like this in this form. But it's an articulation that they added and put on there, and then you can slide it back up and you see her face and it's revealed again. So that's pretty cool, and that's why it's like that, in that way. So it's not meant to come off at any time. So her shoulder goes up that much. There's no butterfly at all 180 degrees. There is the bicep swivel, the double on the elbow, the double of of the actual, which is a little bit tight in there. There we go. Of the actual elbow. There is a hinge, goes in and out on the wrist, and the wrist does turn. I believe it's the same on the other side as well. It's an inside-outside hinge and a swivel. So the cut here is hidden really well, but this is on her torso area. She has the ball peg where she could go, you know, forward, hyperextend back a little bit, side to side, and it has a nice movement. There's no cut here because this is all one piece, but there is the swivel cut in the bottom. So she does have the waist swivel, which is hidden and also works well. And then we'll take a look at the thighs. They do have a swivel, and the legs do split a la Van Damme tremendously, but no problem, and come up really well. Then she has the double on the knee and a boot swivel. Then the foot goes back that much, forward that much, and a rocker. So for her articulation, she is pretty stacked and really well rounded in order for you to get some really great dynamic posing. The one thing I just want Mattel to add in the future perhaps is maybe a butterfly joint so that you can give it a better range when you move the hands from, you know, one motion to the other, and it looks, you know, seamlessly. That's the only thing I hope they implement in the future as far as articulation. So now let's take a look at Catra with her accessories on. And here we have Catra with the accessories, looking really cool, menacing, and ready to go. As you can see with her scepter in her hand, you know, and with her shield on the other side. You know, I own Catra in, I believe, Filmation. I have the Filmation one, and I have the actual Masters of the Universe Classics Catra. And those figures are beautiful in their own right, and really are a good representation in their own right. But I know a lot of people don't want to hear this and don't want to accept the facts. But obviously, as toys come out and get more modern and they get re-released and updated, in many cases, not all, but in many cases, they become superior than their prior existing, you know, toy line or version of themselves from other toy lines. And I feel this, in this case, is no different. I have for me, this Catra is far superior than the classics in a lot of ways. Yeah, the other Catra has a lot more, you know, defined paint job, right, or paint work. And details as far as the paint job goes, but you know, and even you maybe in a with the little finer details within the costume. But with these figures, you know, you have cloth capes, for example, and goods, which a lot of the classics never really had, which makes it a lot better for posability and for display value. Also, the fact that they have pinless joints, the fact that they have a multitude of articulation in comparison to the classics, because classics, they're very, that buck is very dated, and they keep using it today with Super 7, which I don't know why they haven't tried to update it. I guess they don't want to pay for no tooling, but they basically still use it today. And that buck is just, even though it's great, it's extremely dated. There's not much you can do with them as far as posability and display options. So these figures, for the price point and the paint job that they have and the little fine details to modernize them, and and details that the original classics and even information that they have, like these little things here, make them stand out, in my opinion, a whole lot. And in a lot of ways, makes them superior than even classics. Now, I'm not saying every figure, but definitely in a lot of them, like you'll probably see with the upcoming She-Ra review, hopefully, that I'll be able to do much more superior. Whether you want to accept that or not, that's on you, but that's my own personal opinion. Now, I don't really have both of the catchers that I have out to do comparisons, so I will do comparisons with other female figures of the line and from other lines, and also with some other toy line figures, just so you can see how she stacks up with other different figures from other lines and in the same scale and size. So sit back, I'll be right back. Okay guys, so here we have the first comparison with Catra with other female characters from the Masters of the Universe multiverse figures, and in this case they're from Revelations. We have the Evelyn here, and we have the Tila in classic armor, and then Andra, which they look really nice standing together. But from here, and for this, frame, it looks like Catra stands a little taller than all of them. But that's one example. Next, we'll go to... So here you go, guys. Here you go. Probably what you wanted to see the most in the comparison section. Here is Catra next to Masters of the Universe Classics Evelyn and the Masters of the Universe Classics Sorceress. And as you can see, they still look really good next to each other. And you couldn't tell me that you couldn't see them side by side and think that they would not be part of the same line. Because, again, the quality is there. And that, I think that's what's most impressive about the Masters of the Universe Multiverse line as it's been going along and, further and further. They just look really good. So there's a comparison with that. So, and here we go, a comparison with Masters of the Universe Origins Sorceress and the Masters of the Universe Origins Evelyn. So you can see the size difference is there. And I'm sorry guys, but this bothers me with this origin. This sorceress looks like a little girl to me, like a little 13-year-old. I'm sorry, but that's what it looks like to me. At least Evelyn has a face that is more of looks older, an older woman. But that sorceress, she looks too much like a teenage girl. I can't stand it. But it is what it is, right? So there you go. This is what she looks like next to Origins, female protagonist. So now let's take a quick look at some other female characters from other lines. And here we have Catra next to the Power Rangers Lightning Collection Mighty Morphin Ninja Yellow Ranger and the same Mighty Morphin Ninja Pink Ranger. These are two female characters that are ninja-esque, obviously, in the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Lightning Collection, series from Hasbro. And you can see the size differences, obviously. Even though they scale not too bad next to each other. Hasbro tends to be more 6-inch, and Catra's more around the 7 and 6.5 inch with the multiverse, Master Universe Multiverse line. And one more last comparison to more iconic female characters in toy figure and cartoon collection world. Here we have Lady J from the G.I. Joe Classified, also from Hasbro. And then obviously we have the Super 7 Thundercats Chitara, which she also scales about the same size as Catra and looks really great next to her. You know, colors pop, and these females look beautiful, beautiful face sculpts, and look great next to each other. But you know, there you have it as far as comparisons go. So now we'll go to the end of the review and give you my final thoughts on Catra. So here we are in the spinner. So guys, my thoughts is she's absolutely beautiful. She's a beautiful figure. I think very well executed. I love the reds mixed with the darker champagne looking red. I love the cloth cape in purple, even though it looks not super high quality, but it looks nice enough. It stands out, it has a nice sheen to it. Love the classic shield. She doesn't come with much, obviously, as far as accessories go. And this, the scythe looks really good with the green, and the gimmick with the actual articulation in the mask that slides up and down, I think is fantastic. Where I think Mattel might have missed a mark and an opportunity is that they should have made her a deluxe figure, which would have made more sense, because she does transform into her panther-like form, and that's something that maybe down the line they're gonna want to include anyway. So why not include it with her as opposed to another character, to kind of fill in the void to complete her. So she kind of feels incomplete in that sense. Big shout outs to the man-child and his channel for giving me the links to the I think it was Pet and Pawn store. I'll try to put the link in the description of my video as well of where I got her in eBay. Well, the guy has a store in eBay as well, but you can go directly to online because he had them in stock. I did pay a little bit over. It was $29 versus the $22 or the $21.99 in the store. But I thought it was worth it because she's new and I wanted to get my hands on her. And instead of running around and waiting for months on months, especially even when you go check places like Target and they're nowhere to be found, and it doesn't seem like they're going to be launching anytime soon, although they've been readily available overseas in different parts of the world. So as far as the new entry in the Master Universe Multiverse line, she's excellent. You can see the improvements. You can see that they're trying to do better and give you better quality with each figure in the entry. I got more coming soon, like She-Ra and Hordak and Zodak and Jitsu, so I hope you guys will tune in for those. Just be patient with me. It's not hard for me to do these and take the time to do them, but I love doing them, So I give a thumbs up, definitely worth owning. If you liked the video and the review, give me a thumbs up. If you didn't, give me a thumbs down. Share it with someone you think might like it. As always, leave comments down below what you think of her, if you guys got your hands on her as well, or if you haven't, or if you're looking forward to getting her. And what do you think about what she looks like and what she has to offer based on what I showed you guys? As always, you guys can find me on social media and any of the social media outlets out there like Twitter or Instagram. It's all down in the description below. Same as if you guys would ever like to help me out in any way, shape, or form, or my channel, because you like what I do and you just want to help me from the kindness of your heart, or because you love what I do, there is a way to do so. It's all down in the description below. It's not mandatory. It's just an option. It's just there. Obviously, with my PayPal and Patreon information. And if you guys maybe want me to highlight something or review something by donating it to the channel, you can also do so. I'll be more than honored to do so. It would be a pleasure to do so. Just hit me up on one of those social media DMs and we'll work out the particulars. So guys, this is the Masters of the Universe Revelations Multiverse, Princess of Power, Catra. She's not the first entry. I think she's the second, or the third, because I think She-Ra and Hordak are the first, because you are finding them now in your local targets. And I have my hands on them as well. She will be the third. But for being the third entry in the Princess of Power through Multiverse, she's an excellent addition. Next up, I think, will be Frosta, and I can't wait to see how she comes out, and how well they executed her. This is your host, T-Bot, signing off on another episode of Toys in My Closet. And remember, keep collecting, guys. Do what you love, but remember, do it with respect to others in these trying times, making sure that we're playing safe and respectful to others. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.